Welcome, blessed soul family. I am the magical medium. Welcome to the spiritual guidance channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. If you're not sure what this is or who I am, go ahead and go over to the About section. There's tabs at the top. Go over all the way to the far right, I believe, and go to the About section. It'll tell you a little bit about what I'm doing here on this channel and who I am. For those of you who have already been here, thank you for being here. Thank you for coming back. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So listen, as I've said before, if you do not want to hear the channeled messages for the collective before this reading, and you know you are just like, I need to know right now, I need to hear these messages, then I urge you to go down to the description box below and look at the timestamps. If you've never been here before, what we do is pick a card, pick a pile. These spiritual guidance readings, what they do is Spirit knows that obviously we are all so preciously, different, right? But at the same time, we are a collective energy. I am you, you are me, right? That's not foofy bullshit. It's real. It's true. So sometimes you think to yourself, wow, how can this one pile be a good reading for so many people? But the truth is that there are 4 piles before you now, and there are messages in each pile. And all of us in our own collective energy, in our own collective story, have little things that maybe isn't identical to another person's story, but actually maybe you're both going through a breakup. Maybe you're both going through a change of job. Maybe, you know what I mean? I don't know what it is, but that's just a little example there. So these piles, what they do is they provide us a little more insight to our own path. And I have to tell you, as usual, I just shuffled and put them out there. I wasn't sure if the face cards were going to come out or if we were going to show the backs of them. But no, this is super, I don't even know, you guys. I mean, if you don't want to hear the collective story, I mean, you don't have to, but I have to tell you, as in my research putting this together, it was so amazing. And there's so many synchronicities that are happening on the planet right now. You will look at these 4 piles and go, oh, I get it, right? So without any further ado, because I can keep talking in my little keywords or my code, let's start over here. We have pile number 1, pile number 2, oops, almost burned myself, pile number 3, and pile number 4. But what I want to tell you about it that's so amazing is that I'm a numerology person, right? I know a little bit about astrology. The moon and I are becoming very, 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 very close. But numerology has been with me since I was a kid. I never understood why, but I had to count everything. I would count on my fingers. If somebody would say a sentence, I would count how many consonants there were. I would count anything there was. The irony was I seemed to excel at basic math, but algebra, letters, things like that, I was like, it was like another language. I'm like, nope. But basic numbers, 1 to 10 and interchanged there on over, right? There on out. Yeah, I'm really drawn to. So there were so many synchronicities how these piles came out. So if you're pulled to more than one pile, I would absolutely positively go to them. The other thing that's really, really cool is that notice how the first card is the first chakra, Archangel Michael. Now I shuffled these and just the spirit just was like, yep, that's 1, yep, that's 2, yep, that's 3. You know what I mean? And so I love how this now that's just a thing I just noticed now. Well, what I was actually about to point out to you guys is that it's number 35. Number 35 is also the number 8. Pile number 2 is number 34, which is the number 7. The next card is 51, is, if you add it together, right, is 6. And the card, pile number 4, so pile number 3 is 51, pile number 4 is 32, and if you add 3 and 2 together, it's 5. And even now, it's I'm looking at them how interesting that we have 32, 34, and 35, but the healer of the ages is in between there, right? Like, where's 33? Whatever happened to 33? You know, but it's like nothing happened to 33. That's just the way, sometimes that's just the way it comes out. So that was really wild to me. I thought that was really interesting, you know, like 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, like they're like, and go, right? So getting into this reading, another thing that I thought was really cool is that we've got 2 images of masculine energy, and we also have 2 doorways. I mean, I have the chills right now. This is from the Energy Oracle deck. If you've never seen this deck, I highly recommend you look into it. It's a really great deck. But there was just so much awesomeness going on that I was like, oh my gosh. And that is just for the reading. Now, put on top of it that in real time when I'm doing this, blessed new moon in Aquarius, it is February 1st, 2022. So really, really, really exciting. It's also the Chinese New Year, which is the year of the tiger, but not just the year of the tiger, the year of the water tiger. New moon in Aquarius, even though Aquarius is an air energy, they call them the water bringers. So we're starting out a new month. Hello, February, the month of love, right? And February is a lot of things. I'm not dismissing, you know, Black Heritage Month or anything like that, right? Like, I acknowledge that as well. But, oh, and I'd like to tell you, those of you who don't know, I live on a very large working farm, and they are doing some work all around me. So if I pause during the video a lot, I apologize. Hopefully it won't be too loud. I've been kind of like run between the raindrops, getting this set up and all that. So I will do my best to stay focused, but I just wanted to let you know that. But yeah, there was just so many things, so many synchronicities that were coming together, right? And then not only that, I read somewhere that whenever it's the water tiger, it's every 60 years. So I think it's fascinating that here we are in the water tiger, and in 2022 it's the number 6. It's a 6-year. Coincidence? I don't know. So then, of course not, right? But then, I'm not one for sports, but I noticed that for the Super Bowl, that the Cincinnati Bengals made it to the Super Bowl, and my partner was like, wow, I don't think they've been in the Super Bowl since I was in high school, because he's not into it now, but he played high school football, so he was really into it back then. And I said, that's so interesting. I go, I just saw something else where somebody else had mentioned that, a celebrity had mentioned that. And so I just thought, isn't that interesting that it's the year of the tiger? You know, I mean, they've been in it since before 60 years, but still, you know. And I know that it's like, who cares? It's just sports or whatever. But everything means something. We can't take that away from them. You know, I was a sports cheerleader for years and years. I did it through my town and then through middle school and high school. You know, so I'm like, I don't really know that much about it, but rebound that ball, rebound that basketball, right? And I can go into all my, you know, touchdown cheers. But I just realized, like, there's just so much awesomeness happening right now. I mean, I love the new moon in Aquarius. It's also the first stage of, you know, the new moon, but it's the new lunar year. So there's just a lot of really cool connections that are going on right now. Also, for some of you, if you were looking to do a detox, maybe you wanted to in January, but it just didn't work out for you, I got from Spirit that is okay. Now would be a really great time to start, because February only has 28 days. So it's 4 exact weeks, right? And it's like any of us can do anything for 4 weeks if we put our minds to it. So the encouragement I got from Spirit was animal-free February and sugar-free February, meaning like for the month of February, ingest no animal products into your body. No cheese, no meat, no fish, no dairy, no animal products in your diet for the month of February. Now, this is not to be like, go vegan, because that's not true. There are actually human bodies on this planet, human avatars, that do need a certain amount of fish or animal products in their body because of the way that their chemical makeup is. So if you are, not that they want you to be weak, but if by, after 4 weeks, you're not feeling, like yourself, and, you're not sure what's going on, meditate with spirit and say, is there any type of animals or, animal products that would be good for me, would be healthy for me? Maybe it's not every day, maybe it's once or twice a week, maybe it's once or twice a month. I don't know. It's different for everybody. But my partner and I are doing this. We had gotten a little off course, and we had become cheesegans, that we were vegans, but we allowed goat cheese. We knew the source, or, we're like, oh, this is a good company. We would feel the energy from spirit, like, okay, that's okay. But then I started to notice, I'm like, I don't think it is really good for us, actually. I'm like, I don't. And then we started eating these, vegan organic pizzas, these gluten-free pizzas, and trying all these different diets, but they still had some type of cheese on them, a dairy cow cheese. A little bit here and there. Or we would be like, oh, let's get some organic, Dorito chips. And it just got too far. It went too far. And so I said, I feel like we need a reset for February. And he absolutely agreed. So that is what we're doing. And I heard from Spirit that that was a really great collective energy for us to embrace for the month of February 2022. So if you, and if you already ate it today, by the time you watch this, whatever, it's okay. It's just more about like giving yourself like a head start, like really talking to your body, getting in touch with your body. When you go shopping, looking at the foods, looking at fruits and vegetables. I watched something recently from Braca Goldsmith, where this woman was talking about how chewing raw foods can actually like bring like a brand new like healing energy through your body, this healing electricity. There's just a lot to be said. We've evolved, obviously, as a species, and our food has, it's evolved as well. But there are other practices that don't really want to go away. And we are here to encourage the light workers and the spirit warriors on the planet to get as healthy as possible, because the healthier we are, the more space we can hold for ourselves and others. And, as I've spoke about this since the beginning of 2022, self-care is the energy and the mantra for 2022, at least for my spirit guides and, my neck of the woods. Self-care was the main thing on the menu. And that goes into the sugar-free February as well. That does not mean that you cannot have sugars in fruits, okay? You can actually buy some raspberries, organic, or at least get them from a source that is pesticide free, or the farm. It doesn't have to be quote unquote organic. It just depends on where you live. And even the organic standards aren't that great anymore, but they're at least a little bit better than the other things like, grapes that have pesticides on them. That's why I think so many people are sick, because wine is made out of grapes, but grapes are also a delicious little snacky food, and some people like to put them in their salads. Grapes are lovely, and they are massive healers. I can tell you so many stories I've heard about people who've been healed by grapes. So I find it interesting too, by the way, that if you've noticed that the candle in front of Archangel Michael has like gone into this, I don't know what's going on up there, but thank you, Michael. I know he's here anyway. He's always with me. But think about how vulnerable the skin is on a grape. Now imagine somebody's walking through that vineyard and they are spraying it with chemicals to keep the bugs off. Where do you think those chemicals are going? Especially if the grapes are grown in a climate that doesn't see a lot of rain. There's different types of grapes that grow in different parts of the world, but there are a lot, I know, because I've lived on the western seaboard between California. I've lived in California, Oregon, and Washington. And I've lived from, Los Angeles all the way up to the Puget Sound and in Washington, where I currently reside. And I can tell you right now that the weather shifts dramatically just up that side of the coast, right? But there are wines that are grown and there are grapes. So maybe if the grapes are getting water on them a lot, it might not be so bad. But you're in like California where there's not a lot of rain. It's like that's just cooking on there, and then that's going into your belly. And Spirit wants us to start looking at things and not looking away anymore. You know, it's the year of the tiger for a reason. Tigers are action oriented. But, you know, the great thing about a tiger is even though they're action oriented, if you've ever watched a tiger when it is on the hunt, they're very stealthy, meaning like they will sit and wait. And when it's time to pounce, then they go. So the second part of that is look before you leap. Don't just go off willy-nilly, right? Like research, you know, what's good for you. I'm not a doctor. I can only tell you, you know, my experiences and experiences of others that they've shared with me. But of those of you who are new to the channel, this used to be a different channel, or it was named differently. It was Lula's Labyrinth and the Panda Tribe, and I used to do a lot of real talks, and I would talk about a lot of this information. They may resurface someday. I don't know if Spirit will have me bring them back, but they're just unlisted now. But I used to talk a lot about this because I had pancreatitis and I almost died. And it was because I changed my diet and I worked with, you know, really powerful healers, you know, shamans, all different walks of life I worked with, but definitely the Native American indigenous medicine was really akin to my extremely pivotal transformational process that had to take place. I used to drink a lot, smoke cigarettes. I, you know, loved a good glass of red wine with a medium rare steak, you know. So I'm not, it's not like I became vegan or became this way because, you know, of course I love the animals. I want to save the animals. But the problem with the mass production of the animals is the fact that they are telling everybody, you need this, you need that. But if the animals are sick and you're ingesting that into your body, then you too will become sick. Yesterday, my partner, we always like joke that he's got like, you know, he's like a goat. He can eat anything. But he's changed and transformed so much over his spiritual journey that yesterday we decided to have kind of like a New Year's Eve like send off, like, because as far as we know moving forward, at least for a very long time, we're going to go back very strict vegan and we're not going to take in any animal products whatsoever. And we both had, like, he had his favorite cheese, I had my favorite cheese, and then I had made this meal, whatever, and I put sour, he was like, I just want sour cream. I was like, what's your last, like, you're going out with a bang. I'm like, what do you want? He's like, oh man, he's like, I want a good sour cream. I'm like, all right. So we did, but both of us felt awful. Thank goddess that, you know, I take enzymes, papaya enzymes. I need to, or at least I've had to. I may not need to anymore. The truth is I had stopped taking them when I had changed my diet and I had gotten really, really healthy and I had become a really strict vegan. But now that I've been ingesting certain animal products, it doesn't matter where, if I know where they come from, or they're organic, farm raised, all that, you know, free range, none of that. It doesn't matter. I really realized, like, for me personally, I work so closely with the animals. It's just like, it's just not in my makeup. And if that's you too, if you get sick from eating animal products, you know, you're not alone. But there are some people that need animals to survive. And I don't know why that is, but it is. And, you know, the sugar, so I know I kind of got off topic again with that, but the sugar, the reason why the sugar one is so important is sugar really promotes erratic behavior. And even though 2022 is amazing for light workers, it's not for a lot of people who are still stuck in this like old outdated energy. And so it just promotes erratic behavior, which is why a lot of these big, you know, mass produced companies, you know, like let's just say Starbucks, you know, they're not even putting real products in these drinks, right? These fruit drinks or whatever. They're like dyes and it's just a bunch of shit. So you're just putting a bunch of crap in your body. And so it's the same with an engine. If you wouldn't, you know, put diesel in a non-diesel engine, and it's kind of like for light workers, for some of us, it's just not working. It's just not working for us. And the sugar, at least I know for me and my partner, we were discussing this, is like, it's exactly what it does. It's like if you put sugar in a gas tank, it's the same thing. You know, you fuck up your entire, like, that's a big deal. You know, that used to be a prank years ago. I hope people aren't doing that anymore. It's a horrible one. It's a very expensive one, right? Putting sugar in a gas tank. So it's the same thing for us. And now we don't have time. We don't have the luxury of time because everything's moving so quickly. So the tiger also, I want to talk about this, is explosive energy, right? Like, have you ever seen when a tiger does pounce on something? Watching a tiger kill an animal, oh, it's horrific. I mean, I wouldn't wish it on anyone to watch, you know, other than the fact of like seeing how real, like, that is what that animal needs to survive, right? It's the chain. There's a reason why everything here has a purpose. Every single solitary thing on this planet has a purpose. Everything. Even if it doesn't make any sense to us, it doesn't need to make sense to us, right? We're just living here. We're part of it, but it doesn't need to make sense to us. It makes sense to the creator. So other keywords are bravery, courage, strength, and clearing away the negative/evil energy. So that's what the Year of the Tiger is all about. Now, they say the Chinese New Year, but it's really the Lunar New Year as well, right? And that's just, and it says Chinese, but a lot of Asian countries celebrate the quote unquote Chinese New Year. But it's really, for me personally, I feel it because my country doesn't celebrate it like that. I've always felt an energy for that. I definitely know I was Asian in another life. There was a time when I was a child where I would have these vivid dreams of me being, well, I don't know who it was, but now as I'm older, I look back on it, but I see like this kind of like shogun warrior. So it's very interesting. So I know I lived in a time like that. So maybe you're akin to that as well. But anyway, so today's the 1st, we've got the new moon. Tomorrow is February 2nd, it's Groundhog Day. I don't know what other countries celebrate that. But for us here, you know, it's about the groundhog seeing its shadow. I don't remember what it is, you know, whether if they see their shadow, it's 6 more weeks of winter, or they don't, it's 6 more weeks of winter. I'm not really sure. And always feel free to comment below and tell me, because I don't know. And then the day after that, Mercury goes direct. Yay! February's a really cool month. We've got a lot of things going on. But yeah, and it is Black History Month, you know, for those of you who aren't aware of that. It's interesting to me that they picked February. I wonder, you know, because Black History Month was one of the months, I don't want to get political, but it was one of the first months like that it was like recognized as like, oh, it's going to be a month, you know, specifically for that. And I think it's interesting that it's the shortest month of the year. Now, I don't know who chose it, so there could be a reason beyond that, but to me, I'm like, it's kind of shortchanging Black History Month, but whatever. I mean, there's so many things to that too, because we are one, and I don't feed into that, but at the same time, I respect and appreciate those who, you know, aligned with that energy to make it so. Okay, so then, so we're in the new moon, right, in Aquarius, and then after Mercury goes direct, we're going to be in the waxing crescent energy, the second, you know, moon phase cycle. Then after that, we'll have the first quarter moon. That's all about, so the waxing crescent is about setting intentions. And also Spirit wanted me to bring up that if you guys have been with me a long time, that you'll notice, you may want to read the about section as well, just because I've really moved things over. What Spirit has me focusing on right now, and as you know, I move as fast as the wind blows because I work as a channel for the collective and a mouthpiece for Spirit for the collective. So as of right now, they are having me do 8 pick-a-pile readings a month for each lunar phase, okay? And then today is a little bonus. This may break up into 2 videos, so if it does on your pile, I don't have fancy software, so I apologize. You'll just follow the link. I always give really good instructions on how to go to follow your messages. But anyway, so I'm being called to do that, but then today this is kind of like, today is what I used to do before on my channel, which was I would do like a quote unquote real talk, messages for the collective, and then I would do a pick a pile. Well, now Spirit wants me to do the 8 pick a piles a month, and then I'll have one at the beginning of the month like this, where we'll have like a kind of check-in and we'll talk and whatever. But then throughout the month, once a week, they'll have me do a mass reading for the collective, but that will be through a donation basis. It's a minimum of $5, and so you can, if you're interested in that, going further than the pick a pile and being a part of that, then you would just email me at themagickalmedium@gmail.com. It's in the description box below. So you just email me and say, hey, I'm interested in that. And, I'd be like, okay, cool. And then, you do $5 or more. And, on the links that I have to my Venmo and my PayPal. And then we go from there. So, yeah, it's really awesome. Okay, so what I'll be doing is, like I just said, the new moon in Aquarius, then I'll do a waxing crescent reading on setting intentions. Then the next week will be first quarter moon, taking action, and then waxing gibbous, the refine and focus. Then the following week will be the full moon reading, celebration and blessings readings, kind of messages from Spirit like today is. And then we will do, that's phase number 5. Then phase number 6 is the waning gibbous, and that's the reflect and release. Then finally to the last week, where we have the last quarter moon, and that's stage 7 of the moon phase. And then after that, we will have the waning crescent reading, which is the rest and restore number 8, the 8th phase of the moon. I'm really excited to do this, you guys. I was pulled to do this last year. Spirit asked me to completely revamp my channel and to go this direction. So we'll just see how it plays out. We'll see how it goes. And, there's those of you who have been with me for a really long time. You already know there are some people in our tribe that we do energy exchange readings, and you know who you are, so don't concern yourself about that, okay? And it's always like, it's just like a minimum of $5, and that's for the whole month. It's not like you can give more than that. Like you can give $5 per weekly, for the new moon, first quarter, full moon, and last quarter moon readings for the tribe, if you want to do that. But I don't know, today is such a special day, so it could just be a celebration. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it again like this in the new moon in Pisces. I'm not sure if Spirit, like right now, like they're telling me not even to look ahead. They're like, don't even look ahead. They're like, stay focused right here. I'm like, okay. So that's just kind of letting you know like what's going on. So let's see. So we got the new moon in Aquarius today, the Lunar New Year. We talked about Mercury going direct, the waxing crescent, and then we'll have the first quarter moon on the 8th, February 8th. But then we have Valentine's Day on February 14th. It's the day of love. And it doesn't have to be with a particular person. I know it may have started out as a Hallmark holiday, but it's also become a celebration of love for oneself, for each other. So I actually really love Valentine's Day. I think it's an interesting, not because of like buying things or any of that. It's more of like an acknowledgement of love. That's what I love about it. And then we've got the full moon in Leo on the 16th, a few days after that. And then just a few days after that, we've got the Pisces season begins on February 19th. And then that's pretty much it, what I have on my calendar in terms of, this isn't a leap year, so we have the 28 days. But I do find it fascinating that the year of the tiger, comes every 60 years, and then this year is 2022, and it's also the number 6. That's really, really neat, you guys. It's really neat. Okay, so without further ado, let me see if there's any more channeled messages that Spirit wants to give us. Okay, not at this time. So we're going to go back to picking the piles. If you haven't chose one already, we have pile number 1, number 35. Also the number 8 is first chakra, Archangel Michael. Pile number 2 is number 34. Also the number 7, the door to personal healing and happiness. Then we have pile number 3, 51. Also the number 6, the healer of the ages. And then we have pile number 4, 32. Also the number 5, and it is the door to spirit. Now, they didn't have me say this at the beginning, but they're asking me to say it now. Just to let you know, this deck does do reversed meaning. So if you've hung on this long, I like to always kind of look at the visual of things. This card was the only one that came out reverse. And I put a little note in there, so we're going to read from the book. I always like to read both anyway when they have forward and, you know what I mean, when they have reversed. Not always like when they're upright like this, unless Spirit asks me to read it in reverse, I don't really. But when it is in reverse, I like to read both because there's always like a, you know, a positive and a negative, right? A light and a dark. There's always something going on there, and it could just be that there's a glitch in the matrix, and maybe you, you know, need to figure out what's going on, because these are, you know, just divine messages from Spirit. That was all the title that they gave me, and I don't know if we're going to do emojis on the bottom, because I mean these are pretty clear and clean cut. Even if you came from at the beginning. So, all right, you guys, thank you so much for being here. A blessed February to you. I wish you so much love and light and peaceful energy. Remember to channel the tiger, not just this month, but for the whole rest of this year. You know, using that energy of the tiger. You may want to research more into it for your own, you know, personal edification, as they say. But also just all these new beginnings. I mean, my gosh, look at things differently. And the fact that we've got two masculine energy cards, and not only that, but did you guys notice that we also have a bird here? And let me get I don't want to start myself on fire. Okay. So we've got a bird here and a bird here, masculine, masculine. So interesting. Even here, how we've got like the arms are like more like, you know, he's got that sword to his chest, which is interesting because Aquarius is an air sign. So you may be even drawn to that. This could be a representation, maybe more and above Michael for protection, which he is. He's also the south and fire, but also this is could be a representation of an air sign for yourself or somebody else. If you're having a hard time choosing, maybe you just got a ooh aha moment, right? I also find this interesting, that the masculine energy with their arms open. You know, we've been fighting this patriarchal energy for a really long time, and I feel like 2022 will be a really fabulous year for all of us if we just open ourselves. You know, it's like Spirit's like, the door's open, like, which one are you going to go through, right? It's like, and we're being divinely protected. You know, this also has like a very Jesus-like, you know, energy to it, this very, and it doesn't have to necessarily be Jesus, but like that energy, the energy of love, right? Because Jesus is the archangel of love. So, you know, even if you you're not called to those piles, I just feel like those are messages from Michael and from Jesus, letting us know that we are divinely protected. We are loved beyond measure, and not to feed into the narrative on the planet. As long as we don't feed into the narrative on the planet, these doors will be flying open for us left and right. Don't feed into the narrative. It's your story. Remember that. And like I said, if you haven't seen my new About section, go check it out, because that was literally divinely channeled through Spirit over the last 24 hours. So a lot of changes are happening, you guys. Roll with them. Roll with it, right? Roll with the flow of the water energy and the air energy. Okay, I will see you over at your pile. Until then, all of my information is in the description box below. I'll see you next time. Blessed be. Oh, bye. Love you. Pile number 1, welcome. Wow, you guys. I mean, I can never say enough stuff about Michael, just because I just love Michael so much, and we just have such a kinship. But just the way this was set up was really beautiful. I asked Michael, you know, if he wanted me to bring anything in, you know, besides him. And this is actually my ring holder. But they want you to, if you're so inspired, you may want to take notes right now, but your spirit animal is the giraffe. And I love the giraffe. I have my own beautiful connection to the giraffe energy, the giraffe spirit animal. But for your homework, it's to research the giraffe. So you can look up giraffe spirit medicine, giraffe spirit animal, you know, whatever feels right to you. And I would tell you more about the giraffe, but I feel like the giraffe is just more here out of support. And I like the way that Michael is really looking at the giraffe. The one thing that he does want me to say is, you know, the giraffe is the tallest mammal on the planet. And the reason why, you know, they are so distinct and so special is that they have this ability to see above the crowd. They look at everything from a higher perspective, you know, and sometimes we need to look at things from a different perspective. Recently, Spirit had me, I was in the kitchen doing something, and I was having this moment thinking about a child I had worked with in the past. You know, I've worked with a lot of children, especially autistic children who have a hard time communicating with their families. I come in as a medium, of course, but as a mediator as well, and just to give them the messages. I was very blessed to have an experience like that yesterday with someone and their dog in the store. Hi, Brownie. Hi, Josh, if this is your pile. But I really just started to see things from a different perspective when Spirit asked me to get down on the ground on my knees and put my hands on the kitchen counter and look at it with just my eyes above the counter and see what a child at that eye level sees. Anyone at that eye level, of course, but they, in that instant, they were having me look at it from a child's perspective. And it was really, really powerful. And I was like, wow, that's true. Because if you're only seeing it, right, like you're looking up, but you're not looking at it straight on, you know, you may miss something. And a giraffe is like the closest thing to a bird in terms of seeing things from a really high perspective. So if you look at it, even Michael is looking at the giraffe like, you know, he's like, his eyes are, because I could have put the giraffe anywhere, but they really wanted me to put the giraffe there. But how powerful. I haven't even gotten to the card yet. I love your reading already. It's so good. Oh, you guys are amazing. But also about the fact that even though they're that tall, they're still grounded, right? Like their feet are firmly planted on the ground. Like it's not like they have wings, they don't fly, they have feet. And so if your root chakra, which is the first chakra, if your root chakra is off balance, then pretty much all of you is going to feel off, because that is your strong, right? That's where everything starts from. That's where everything grows from and heals from, is the root. And I also think it's interesting that Michael wanted me to put the candle right there, because he is the Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael is the Archangel of the South, of fire. Each direction has an element, right? Earth, air, fire, water. So I'm getting a really powerful connection from that for you guys. I'm going to pull the card. Hold on. Or the meaning. Okay, 3750. If that means anything to anybody, that's where it stopped. Ooh, and look at this. I love when these kind of things happen, these spiritual things. Like, look at that. It's on page 111. Hello. And I'm going to tell you right now, because Michael asked me to share this with you, and I'm really grateful because I felt this too. You guys are really, really, really super powerful. Pyrite's wanting to come in. Sometimes that happens where an energy stone or a crystal will want to come in. So the pyrite wanted to come in. Now, my lighting's not super fancy again, but it has a very gold tone to it. If the sun comes out, maybe we'll see that. So we've got the pyrite there. So this is about stability and security. Michael holds a beautiful globe of red energy at the first chakra. My throat chakra is getting blocked. I feel like they wanted me to finish saying something. Hold on one second. Michael just lovingly reminded me that if you were drawn to this pile, you come from the angel realm. Now, you may not recognize that with yourself, but the angel realm is quite vast. And we have like these human names or terminologies for things, but they're not necessarily always correct. And I don't know. He said, come over here to look more gold over here. I love him. He's so great. Does that make sense? So really just what angel translates to is a form of a healer. And healing, because it's such a vast thing, could be so many things. Pyrite also, for me, one of the first things I always feel from pyrite is money and financial stability. So I think it's interesting that this says stability and security. Okay, so we talked about him holding this first chakra, the base of the spine. It says this is the place where your sense of stability and security is stored. When this card is upright, it reveals that your energy is flowing freely regarding these issues. Even if you've had problems with feeling secure in the past, these challenges are beginning to be resolved at this time. Archangel Michael is with you, bringing you strength and personal stability. You are capable of taking action and moving forward on your path, so allow yourself to feel increasing faith in your own power and security now and always. Beautiful. Thank you, Michael. I'm going to move this over because I think we're going to pull some more cards. Also, Michael wanted me to show you this affirmation in the book. So if you want to take a screenshot, or if you want to write it, hold on, let me wait till it's stable. Okay, so if you want to take a screenshot, this, oh, look at that, 113. It was 111, 112, 113. Okay, so my first chakra is open to its perfect, healthy state. I am strong, stable, safe, and secure. The Archangel Michael guides and supports me always. So call on Michael. The fact that you pulled Michael says so much. Some of you may already work with Michael a lot. I myself have been working with Michael my whole life. Like, I didn't even know until I started working with other shamans that were like, wow, Archangel Michael's around you. And I was like, yeah, I'm like, people tell me that all the time. And then I started to like feel it. And then I just like knew. And so call on Archangel Michael. Ooh, interesting. So the next card we pulled, see, there's something going on with this. The door to value. Now, this card is in reverse, so, you know, like I've said before, if it's a reverse meaning, I like to, let's go here for now, because I'm going to put this behind you, because I feel like this is a past energy that Spirit doesn't want you to focus on anymore. So the interesting thing is the door to value card is actually about new beginnings in finance or career, but it's in reverse. And it says this card reverse signifies a partial or perhaps even potentially complete closing of the door. The hope for new opportunity where money or career is concerned may be delayed or possibly even derailed. Don't be disheartened, however. This card reversed reminds you not to put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify your interests and your efforts and let your intuition guide you to the next open doorway. In the meantime, open your heart and your mind to the other sources of value in your life. Money is a commodity, but so are time, tranquility, and love. Choose to open the doors of these wonderful experiences yourself and find real value there. Yeah. And look at this affirmation. This is a nice one. Let's get a screenshot of that one too. If you want to get a screenshot. My life is opening to endless possibilities of prosperity. The river of abundance flows freely through my door, bringing me unlimited wealth. So what I'm getting from Spirit, because this is really messages we need to hear from Spirit right now. And since this is the new Chinese New Year, it's not just, I feel like this is more than just February. Like for me, I feel like this is kind of like a real kind of reading for the year. Now, because anything can change at any time, obviously, right? That's what our free will is. Spirit's saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket. I'm going to put the giraffe over here. Don't put your eggs all in one basket, because, you know, maybe right now things don't look so great, but it's like it just started. So on this new moon, in this new moon energy, this is where you plant the seeds. This is where you say, this is what I want to do. This is what feels good to me, you know. And then, you know, it's kind of like you're throwing it out into the world like a boomerang, you know, and like see what comes back. It's going to come back. Like everything you know, that you're asking for will come back, but it may not come back in the way that you want it to come back. So Spirit's saying be open to that. And I'm actually going to turn it upright, because this is one of those that when I said sometimes when it's in reverse, Spirit wants us to read it. And, what is that? Oh, a bird just flew. I was trying to see what kind of bird it was. I feel like Michael's like, I'm back here. Also, look at that. If you were called to pile number 3, you may want to go there, because look at, I was trying to like cover that. But I'm getting like, you guys are like, you're the healer of the ages. Don't doubt your gifts or who you are. And it's okay if you're weird. You know, like this is a thing I've been getting from people. It's okay if you're weird. And you may not be somebody else's cup of tea, but you will be, you know, you just need to find your right people and your right tribe. You know, just because someone is not like loving what you're throwing down doesn't mean that it's not the right path for you. It could just be who you're surrounded by. So I'm going to read the door to value, the upright, because I'm feeling a real good positive energy from that. Also, 3 and 1 is 4, and 4 is all about stability. And did we not just say that with the first chakra, you know, we were talking about stability? So it says this card shows a door with a gold coin on it, opening to a place that's filled with light and bright potential. Money, coins, and jewels fly towards you through the open door, revealing a golden city beyond. All of this points to the potential for exciting new beginnings or expansions where work or money are concerned. Perhaps a new opportunity is totally unexpected, or perhaps it's something you've been working toward for quite a while. Either way, keep your eyes open for this new beginning to appear in your life. Know that anything you value may be open to you now. Remain conscious and creative and get ready to step through the door. Yes, I mean, think about this. If you plant something, right? Like let's say you plant an oak, an acorn, right? Do you think the tree is going to grow into a massive, 300-year-old tree in 3 weeks? No. It needs 300 years to look like that, to get like that. However, so maybe if it's something that you're planting seeds, you could be planting seeds for something really, really massive that you want to happen. But you have to do all of the steps in between, while you're getting there. But maybe you'll plant seeds where, like, just recently, I bought this organic wheatgrass to grow for my cat because she used to always eat outside, and now she doesn't want to go outside anymore, which is totally fine, but I feel like she needs that. She loves to eat grass. And so I decided to grow her grass, and I couldn't believe they said, oh, it'll grow in so many days. And I was like, wow. And it's been really cool to like watch how fast it's growing. So maybe, it's time to plant seeds in something that will show you like a really quick return, right? But it's all in what you're investing your time and energy in. So if you're investing, let's just say you're investing your energy, like let's go back to that grass, right? Now, what if it didn't grow? It could be that the seeds were defective. Maybe they were exposed to, whatever, and something happened and they didn't grow. It could be that I didn't follow the directions correctly. Maybe I overwatered them. Maybe I underwatered them. You know what I mean? It's like, so there could be a reason why, or it could just be that, if it's not showing a fast production back to you, it's most likely not your jam. And I know some people have said to me, in the past, like, when I do one-on-one sessions, and they'd say, but Lula, I've invested so much time and energy. I've invested so much money, and I was like, yeah, but I mean, what do you do? What if you pay for a brand new vehicle outright cash? You paid cash for it, brand new, right? Well, we all know that cars depreciate. So say you have that car for maybe 6 months, and they tell you, oh, the car is only worth, so let's say you paid, I'm just putting this out there because the number's 6 today. Let's say you pay $6,000 for this vehicle, right? In our world, right? But then 6 months later, somebody's only going to offer you 5, and you're like, oh my God, I just lost $1,000 in 6 months. It's like, yeah, because sometimes, that's just the way it works. Does that make sense? Like, if it doesn't make sense, please, put something below. But that's the kind of analogy that Spirit's trying to show you, right? Like, that's why they had me back it up. It's like, you have to walk through the door. You have to do the work. And sometimes if we put our money into an investment and it's not really the best investment for us, we get angry at Spirit because we're like, why did you do this? Why hast thou forsaken me? When Spirit's like, but I told you actually not to do that. Like, that's not a good investment. This would be better for you, that kind of thing. So with that being said, only you know, because these piles, they're not giving me any more than that. but you are definitely a healer of the ages. You've got Archangel Michael, you know, that's got your back. You got Jesus who's got your back. You got the giraffe that's, you know, got your back. Work with the giraffe spirit medicine. Meditate on it, you know, because this is different for all of you guys. You know, why you chose this path is, you know, it's different for everybody. Let's see if there are any more cards. I don't feel like there are either. Nope. There's no more cards. Let me check with spirit. Nope, that's it. And like I said, if you're pulled to pile number 3, by all means, go check it out. If not, really, it was just here as a representation of the Jesus energy of love, and to let you know that you are a healer of the ages and that you will find your quote unquote medicine. Work with the spirit animal of the giraffe, work with Jesus, Archangel Jesus, work with Archangel Michael, and meditate, meditate, meditate. Talk to your spirit guides. You'll know what to do. And if it's time to walk away from something, if it's time to do something brand new, look at it as an exciting opportunity and not as like some punishment. Okay. Also, the bowl, this cute little bowl in the background is made of rose quartz. You need to get yourself some rose quartz and remind yourself how wonderful you are. Love yourself. Love yourself first. Take good care of yourself first, and everything else will fall into place. Until next time, I love you so much. All of my information is in the description box below, and I'll see you next time. Blessed be. Oh, bye. Welcome, pile 2. Door to personal healing and happiness. Now, pile number 1, I didn't feel like I wanted to pull cards right away. But you are actually the first one that I just was like, yeah, I need to pull another card. There's a lot of energy going on here. So it's number 34, which is also the number 7. But I'm going to bring this closer so you guys can see. And I don't even want to say much because I feel like I just want you to look at it yourself. Like, you know, what do you see? I will say this, that I'm channeling obviously, but I do see like a very timid, shy, cute little character, like almost like, you know, in the doorway, but on this side that's like peeking over here, and it's like, oh, that looks so wonderful, I want to go there. And the dove's like, well, come on in. Come on in. It's like the Wizard of Oz moment, like when she opens the door, it's like your life is like black and white, right? But then the second, like, you know, Dorothy opens the door, it's like in Technicolor. And I feel like this is what Spirit's trying to say to you, that your door to personal healing and happiness, I mean, literally, there's no one else who can open it but you. There's no one else. So if you're relying on another person to bring you happiness, you know, that's not going to work in 2022. You know, I mean, there's so much new energy around this reading. I wasn't even pulled so much to say that in pile number 1, but for you guys, Spirit's like, this is the door. It is wide open. It's not like it's one door is open, right? It's like both doors are completely swung wide open. Also, Spirit was really particular for me to use this particular, it's an old drape that I have. It's got to be, I don't know, hundreds of years old. I mean, it was, when I had it, like, I don't know. Anyway, all I can tell you is it's from the 1800s, if not the early 1800s. It could even be from the 1700s. But it just has such like a beautiful old, like vintage energy to it. And they asked me to bring this one in. But I like to use this fabric more like on past life readings, or like really, you know, and, you know, depth things, you know, when we're talking about depth. But also we use this on the love reading that we did, you know, I don't know, a while back. But in this moment, I'm sorry to trail on about that, but I'm kind of putting the dots together myself. You can kind of, I'm like, because like Spirit's like bringing it together, because what really is blowing my mind right now is if you look at like the outside of that and then you look on the inside of this, I mean, it almost looks like the pattern is going into the picture. Do you see what I'm saying? And I'm just feeling like this really cool vibe from you guys to like step out of the past. And it could even be like a past life thing. Sometimes people take on past life energies and they incorporate it into their current life, and then they just keep living that life because it feels good, it feels comfortable. And anything that we have been in the past that felt comfortable before, we may stay in. But, you know, in this life, I'm getting from Spirit, that's not your job. 5445 is your angel number. If you want to take notes, and you just put in 5445 angel number in Google, whichever one, you know, pulls out to you. Yeah, this is really intense. Also, when I looked down, it was 5501, which is the number 11. So I'm feeling a lot of angelic energy with you guys. But if you're doing something like, say you're doing a job, or you're hanging around with a group of friends, or you know what I mean, like I'm getting like that there's multiple energies around that past life energy. Like my stomach is in knots right now. Actually, my solar plexus, to be specific. So work with your solar plexus because it's so strong. I'm an empath and I can feel, you know, certain energies, and I'm getting that for you as well. Also, if you look to the right, that's an amethyst with a clear crystal quartz, and amethyst is all about healing. It's one of the most powerful healing crystals on the planet. There's all different forms of amethyst, and the clear quartz is an amplifier. So I'm getting this, like, you guys really need some deep healing of this past energy. Also to the left, that's a rose quartz bowl. It's like a little candle holder here. So rose quartz, you know, it's the love chakra. It's the love chakra crystal, I like to call it. So I'm feeling, you know, it's like Spirit just wants to get in there and give you a hug. Like that's what I'm feeling from that. I'm going to get a little bit closer, you know, like that dove saying, like they're just trying to, like they want to just give you a hug. Spirit sees your pain and recognizes it. But they're also saying, like, let this be a brand new year for you. Let it be a brand new year for you. No more giving your power away, especially no more giving your power away to people who don't deserve it. And I'm sorry if that's hurtful. They're having me take the 34 out. Okay. I'm sorry if that's hurtful. Spirit is saying that as well. Like they know that it hurts. Like it hurts to say goodbye. They understand that. And this could be a person. This could be a job. This could be a situation. But whatever it is, it's something from a past life that has carried on. It's like it's come to its like conclusion on this course for you. Also, I just want to show you right now that I'm going to go out now. Okay, so the other card that came in is a woman holding a coin. And this isn't necessarily financial, but I definitely get the vibe that whoever this person is, they just depend on you too much. So either it's a boss who's like taking way too much from you, like, you know, there you are, always giving your time and energy for free. You're like, here you go, it's in my hands, just take it away from me. And look at how your cat, like you're familiar, even if you don't have a cat or familiar, but you see how her familiar is like, cat has their eye on the money, and they're like, well, one of us has to because you're not paying attention, right? So that familiar could also just be like a familiar energy in your life. It could be a person, it could be a spirit energy, but it could be like a live, like human being. But the energy that I'm getting from that is that you just give too much away. You're giving way, 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 way too much away. And this could be emotions. This could, I mean, honestly, you guys, this could be so many different things right now, because I'm like, hold on. I'm like, we got another one coming in, because the next one, they're having me just go through right now, and I haven't even gone into the book yet. The next one is deceit, but it was in reverse, and we'll get to that. Okay. So, you know, this could be a masculine energy or a feminine energy. I feel like this card is very androgynous to me. So, you know, whatever you align with, because this is a massive, you know, massive messages. Also, oh my gosh, you guys, look what I just noticed. How 34 is 7 and 25 is 7. Do you see that? And also, and this is a 6. So those could even be angel numbers for you. That could be 776. You know, I'm so into numerology that way. But there's a lot going on here. Let me see. I'm going to go to the book. Hold on. If you found your way to this channel, most likely you are a really powerful intuitive anyway. So I'm just going to give you a minute to look at this imagery. And while you're looking at it, I'm going to read from the book For the Door to Personal Healing and Happiness. And it says, New beginnings in your personal life. This card is a harbinger of positive change. The beautiful light-filled door opens onto a lush, rainbow-lit spring filled with vibrant lotus flowers. Whether you're working on some inner healing, such as breaking an addiction, or looking to make some external changes, such as finding a new place to live, this card signals that your life is opening up and new opportunities are about to appear. The changes you've been working on are ready to blossom with wonderful results, so make sure you see your personal intentions through with continued action and optimistic expectations. So this was Spirit's like your look for the new year, right? So channel that year of the tiger and that flowing water energy. There's water in there as well. If you look here, there's like a little, what do you call it? Do you see this here? It's like, this is almost, and there's also like a little waterfall there. Do you see that? I'm going to come up closer in case you didn't see it, because I think it's important. It's water lilies. I feel like that means something to somebody. They were so adamant about me. Oh, holy crap. Oh, this, you know what? I have not had a card burn in a really long time. And the fact that this is burning right here, look at that. Because you're burning yourself at both ends. You're literally burning yourself at both ends. And do you see how Spirit had me to put it right there? But do you see the reflection of the light on the card? Spirit's like, but you know what? You may feel afraid. You may feel burnt. You may feel like somebody burned you, right? Like they burned you. They did you wrong. But Spirit's saying they got your back. They're right there. They're right there looking out for you. They've been sending you signs and messages. Whatever pinged for you when that deceit card came out, that's what it is. It may have been multiple things. So that's really, 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 really interesting. So each of these have a beautiful affirmation. And your affirmation, if you want to take a screenshot, and I'm going to do this here so that, and look, we'll have Archangel Michael protecting you there. And if you were drawn to that pile, you may want to go watch that as well. So the affirmation is, I am strong, focused, and self-directed. I have the power to create wonderful new realities in my life. That's your affirmation for 2022. That is your affirmation. Don't let this deceit of this, individual, a company, family, don't let them tell you who you are. Because the only person who knows who you really are is you. Literally only you. I feel like I want to bring this little feather flutter over here to protect you. There we go. We got the wings of Spirit protecting you, right? So I'm going to go to the woman holding a coin. I didn't mean to get gruff there, but my mama bear comes out sometimes. I can't help it. I may not be a mother in this lifetime, but I have been mother in other lifetimes, and I am a mother figure to a lot of people. So I cannot help but want to protect you. And Spirit, I'm feeling I'm getting that same energy from them. And it says, female connection in money, health, or value. The elegantly dressed woman on this card sits on a beautiful chair holding a bright gold coin. When the card comes upright in a woman's reading, it may refer to her directly and to a successful endeavor regarding her own finances or health. Spirit wants me to point out that this is just her, and this situation is the feminine divine. You do not have to be a female identified individual to connect with this reading. If you are the woman holding the coin, it's more about the divine feminine energy. So take it from that point of view as we read further, okay? That's for the whole card, but just to put that out there. This card could also signal a woman of support or assistance regarding these issues. She may give you financial advice or connect you with someone who does. This woman may be someone you meet where you make your money, or it may be a woman of wealth and value. Either way, This card is telling you to be on the lookout for helpful assistance or even the possibility of new love or friendship connected to a woman of wealth or business. Well, that's really powerful. I had to take a sip of water there. Okay, so now I want to go to the deceit card. So the deceit was in reverse. And it says, receiving this card reverse puts you on notice that the deceit of the past is over or about to end. Yay! Perhaps some enmity, ENMITY, at work is being dissolved, or maybe a more open communication has developed in your personal life. Be assured that the negative and dishonest energy is on its way out, and take advantage of a new, peaceful, and open environment, one where you will be able to forge more success and greater comfort. On a deeper level, this card reversed is telling you that the period of self-deceit is over. You are now ready to see the abiding truth of your own value, your power, and you're deserving of it. It may take continued effort, but your honesty with yourself regarding these truths will bring even greater value in your life. So the affirmation of this card is, I am honest with myself and others. If you want to take a screenshot, I am honest with myself and others, and I attract great honesty, integrity, and support from the universe. And, again, like in front of that deceit, because, you're nobody's puppet and you're nobody's bitch either. Like, I'm getting that from spirit. Like, you deserve better. I'm going to read the upright because the keywords on this card are hidden tactics and manipulation. So you could be the one manipulating, or it could be that someone has been manipulating you. You know what's going on, right? So it says this card comes as a warning that there may be some deception going on in your life. The person hiding behind the curtain is likely someone you know or deal with either personally or professionally. The duplicity could be regarding a personal issue, like someone spreading rumors or disrespecting you to others. Or it could be a business matter where details are being hidden or even manipulated. Be aware of what is going on in your life. The man behind the curtain is holding a bag of something valuable, so watch your money and your good name and make sure that you have all the information that you need to keep things honest and secure. A deeper layer of meaning may be that the deception is actually coming from within. Is there something that you're lying to yourself about? In this case, the bag of valuables may be holding things like self-esteem, happiness, and even leisure time. Whether it's about your life or yourself, remember that the universe has a hard time sending you honoring experiences if your energy is shrouded in self-deceit. Yes, are you the one that's lying to you? By the way, you hear how scratchy my voice is? Like out of nowhere, my throat got super tight. It started to get scratchy because I'm an empath. So the spirits are showing me like that's how you guys are. Like you're, in this situation, I don't know if this isn't going to apply to everybody, but I'm literally getting a channeled message that says, in this situation, a loose lip is necessary. They were very specific about that. Meaning, like, if you've been holding your tongue, like if somebody's been like, you just know they've been doing shit behind your back, or you know that, whatever, or, your boss is like, oh, we don't have the money right now, but yet like they're like, going on vacations or whatever, and you're like, what the fuck, like I can't even feed my family, it's like that's what they're saying. So this year is about you making some big changes, because by the end of this year, if you walk through that door to personal healing and happiness, you will be the one holding this coin. And you won't have to think about it anymore. Follow your door to personal happiness. Walk through this door, walk away from that, right? And the rest will fall into place. I promise you. Okay, you guys. And also, for some of you who didn't watch the reading before this, you may want to read it. There was a lot of information that came through if you're interested. So, and if you'd like to do a one-on-one session with me, my email is themagickalmedium@gmail.com. All of my information is in the description box below. And until next time, I'll see you. Take good care of yourselves. Blessed be. Aho. Bye. Welcome, pile number 3. It's very exciting to me because 51, which is the number on your card, is also number 6. But half of 6 in the lowest divination, or that you can divide it by, nice Freudian slip of divination, is the number 3. So much. Oh my gosh. I was putting this together, and no matter how many times I tried to make that card go straight, it was like, it just didn't want to. And I realized, like, you guys, for your focus for 2022 is seriously about self-care and health. Getting your body, your mind, and your soul aligned on the same page. Opting out of foods. For some of you, I understand if you're eating like with a family and you're making lots of, food for other people. I know I had one of my friends, she worked a full-time job and she had little ones at home, and she did most of the cooking, and two of her children were vegan. They've never had like animal products, or you know what I mean? Like they didn't, I think they were vegan. I know they were vegetarian. They may not have been vegan. But you know what I'm saying? But I just remember that she always had to make like separate food for them, and then like other food for her husband and her other son. And so it's interesting, that they gave me this analogy. So thank you to that family. Because it's true. It's like sometimes like that's what it is. And, it's hard to understand, like, why is my life harder than this person? Or why is, blah, blah, blah. But some of our paths are just a little bit tougher, and you have to remember that you signed on for this. This is part of your soul contract. So whatever you're going through right now that maybe isn't super comfortable, Spirit's saying you did sign on for this, but you can also make changes and you can do certain things. Maybe it's the opposite where you're like, hey, if your kids are old enough where you just say, hey, like, I'm making this for dinner. Would you like to have this for dinner? And if they're like, no, then be like, you're on your own for dinner. And trust me, after a while, right, if they don't want to cook, they're going to eat whatever you put in front of them. I mean, I remember that when I was growing up, and it was like whatever was put in front of me is what I ate. I didn't have a choice. I was born in 1971. You think I was going to tell my parents, my mom, one of 6, my dad, one of 8 children, right? They both come from these massive families. You think if I was like, yeah, so I'm vegetarian, they would probably be like, yeah, that's cute. You know what I mean? I mean, I guess I would just eat, whatever, and they probably would have. But you know what I'm saying? It's like things are different and times are changing. Look at Healer of the Ages. So, you're a leader. If you chose pile number 3, you are a leader. You are a healer of the ages. You didn't come here to play small, and you didn't come here to, conform either. Most likely you're a very strong nonconformist. And if you are living in conformity, that's probably why you feel sick, or why you're not feeling emotionally, physically, or mentally healthy, or all of the above. So 2022 is a chance to, course correct for you. Even now, it's like it's a new moon in Aquarius. I mean, this is honestly the most powerful new moon we'll probably see in a really long time. I mean, think about it. We've got the new moon in Aquarius. We've got the Chinese New Year, which, if you didn't watch the beginning section, the message for the collective, I highly recommend you go back and watch it. There was a lot of good pearls in there. Information about what's going to be going on over the next month, but also in the next year, while we use this beautiful water tiger energy. So for you guys, I'm feeling, even with this, like, I want to bring this a little bit closer. Got a card behind there, but it's not for you. Right? Look at their hands. Like, maybe you're somebody who works with your hands. Maybe you're a Reiki, a massage therapist, a surgeon, a cook. You could be a golfer. I don't know. Like, maybe that's how you heal yourself. You love to go golfing. I mean, I don't know why. They always give me the funniest imagery. I don't golf at all. That's why when shit comes out, I'm like, this is definitely for someone specifically. I did used to like to go to the range and hit balls, though. Like, maybe if you're someone who needs to get some frustration and rage out. Also, ooh, this is really powerful. When I put this back down, I didn't notice this before, but look at the line from the fabric is like going down like right into their head, like right, like smack dab, like into their crown chakra, Like I said, this felt like a very strong Jesus energy, but this is also just like the healer of the ages. I don't know what anyone else gets from this, but it definitely does feel like a Jesus-like energy. And Jesus is the archangel of love. Do you see how he's got this beautiful energy behind? I'm going to say he, but I'm going to say they, really, because Jesus is I feel like a they energy. I don't think that they, identified. I don't think their soul to me doesn't identify with that, man or woman. I just feel this loving energy. But see how it's coming from the heart chakra? I feel like that's something you need to focus on, is healing your heart and work with your crown chakra. Those are the two chakras that I'm getting a strong. And also look at this. It's like even the candles like here in the root chakra. It's like they're like going towards it. It's like you need to really work on your chakras, clear them out on a regular basis. Some of you may even need it on a daily basis. Some people do, some people don't. But even at night, you don't have to be a certified Reiki to be a Reiki healer. Just because they do that, it's like it's government shit and they have to like sign that whatever. But I was a natural Reiki before I was ever attuned as a Reiki. Okay, so if you're somebody where your hands feel naturally hot, you're probably most likely a natural hands-on healer. And maybe this message may be for everybody, this may be just for a few of you, but the message that I'm getting from Spirit also is look at the fire energy. You guys could be fire signs or you're dealing with a fire sign, but I feel like there's something about your magic too. They're channeling so fast. I'm trying to keep up, you guys. There's so many messages coming through because you guys, I mean, especially if you're new and you just found yourself here, you're waking up. Some of you are waking up really fast and it can be scary. I woke up, it was like, I've always been awake in terms of like, calling out shit for being right or wrong or, whatever, like that kind of thing, or always looking different or being an outcast. Like that was always natural for me. But what wasn't natural for me was, acknowledging certain things about myself. And the more I got around other quote unquote light workers, healers, spirit warriors like myself, the more I was like on fire, where like my hands would just feel like, I could just like throw fire out of them, like in this picture. So if you're somebody like that, like there's nothing wrong with you. You are a supreme being. You came here to do some really powerful things. So I'm going to read from the book. And it says, this powerful being brings the force of ancient wisdom and profound healing. The light of divine consciousness pours from his hands and heart, flowing to you with love and a powerful healing intention. This amazing entity is with you now, bringing resolution to physical, mental, and emotional ills, helping to unblock stuck energy and revitalize your life force. You may have felt this strong presence recently, or you may just be opening to the wonderful sensations now. You can call upon this emissary of miraculous transformation whenever you need vitality, balance, or renewal. Know that at the deepest level, an important healing is taking place. And some of you, you're getting really close, right? Like 6 is, you're after 5. Like even this, it's like there's 5 and then like 1 after it, and 5 and 1 is 6. So it's like you're almost there, but you still have a few more steps to take before you get to 10. And for some of you, it may happen really quickly depending on where you are and your level of consciousness and on your spiritual path and journey. Or for others of you, you may have just gone through the hardest part in the 6, and now you're like, this may move forward really quickly because now you're in this 5th dimensional energy. And if you're going towards, your energy, the healing practice that feels good for you, it may happen really quickly. And your 10 may happen, in the next few weeks, by the end of this year. Some of you, it may take a little bit longer. So here's an affirmation. We've been doing affirmations, and if you want, you may want to take a screenshot as well so that you can practice this affirmation for yourself. It says, the powerful healing of eternal love is with me now and always. Divine consciousness fills every cell. I am whole, healthy, vital, and at peace. Also, it's on page 164, and that is the number 11. So call to the angels. We have free will here, but the angels, and even if you don't look at this as Jesus, they say you just look at it as like an archangel or maybe a shaman on earth in human form that you need to work with. It's different for all of you guys, but this is no time for you to back out or back down. Like, you came here to do this, and Spirit's saying, like, don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of your magic. I don't like to use fear-based words, but they're saying that. They're saying, like, don't be afraid of your magic. Let's see if there's any more cards want to come out. Oh, you guys, when I was grabbing the cards before this, I saw this card, but the way it fell out, I wasn't sure. So I thought if it comes out again, so yeah, you guys are on the temple path. Look at that. Now, can I just draw your eyes and your attention to the fact that it is number 12 and 1 and 2 is 3. And what is 3? Half of 6. And what was the healer of the ages? 51. Oh my gosh, you guys, you're so powerful. What beautiful light beings you are. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's bring this back because it's time for you guys to finally embrace the temple path. I'm going to go to the book. Okay, so focus your eyes on the temple path. Spiritual purpose and support. Receiving this card represents your own spiritual evolution. The winding path you are on leads to a blessed temple and a lovely garden, symbolizing the spiritual destiny your soul has in mind and has had in mind for this lifetime. This card upright is here to tell you that what you're going through now is all part of your soul's process. You are on your karmic path and heading in the right direction, and the choices you make now are important for your personal growth and life lessons. The lights around the temple represent the spirit world, your family members and friends, angels and guides, all the loving spirit helpers who long to assist you. Call upon them and be open to their wisdom and inspiration. This is a wonderful life-expanding time, so keep in mind your personal priorities as well as your spiritual connection. Following your higher intentions will help you move your life forward in dramatic ways. And connecting with spirit and with your higher self, you will have a wonderful influence on all that you experience. So let's get a little close-up of that on your temple path. How beautiful is that? I feel like Moira. Do you guys, if you guys watch Schitt's Creek, you know what I'm talking about. But sometimes I swear I channel her. Whenever we would watch it, my partner and I'm like, dude, I feel like I feel like all of us have a little bit of Moira inside of us, right? All of those characters are amazing. I can channel so many. Annie, well, Annie the actress, but the sister. Anyway, I digress. So I want to read this again because I want you to really look at that beautiful temple path card. And it says the lights around the temple represent the spirit world. Your family members and friends, angels and guides, all the loving spirit helpers who long to assist you. Call upon them and be open to their wisdom and inspiration. And see, and we have one right there with their hands open wide, ready to love on you and give you whatever you need. So, this is, by the way, this was the next card that came out. Community. Okay, so let's go back. So we've got community. Oh, and look at that, number 7. Community. Look at these beautiful goddesses. I'm feeling like a really nice energy from this card. Right? Like we all need each other. We can't do things on our own. And maybe you're somebody like an empath or, a light worker, but probably an empath because I'm feeling a lot of empathic energy here. I'm getting the vibe that you guys need some deep down healing. And you need to find the community that can help you do that. No person is an island. We all need help. We all need a support system now and again. And on the temple path, I want to go back because I just realized we didn't read the affirmation. So here's your affirmation for the temple path. Oops, don't want to start the book on fire. Okay, so let me get a good view in there. I open my heart to my spiritual truth and a deeper connection with spirit. Guidance and inspiration come freely and easily to me. And you may even want to, you could take a screenshot, maybe keep it on your phone, or you can write them down, put them on Post-its. That really helps, But opening your heart to your spiritual truth and a deeper connection with spirit, yes, guidance and inspiration come freely and easily to me. And also say that about your community because your community is right there waiting for you. You just may be in the wrong one. It took me a long time to pull myself away from, you know, energies that it wasn't even that they were so much toxic, but we weren't right for each other, you know. And it could be a job, it could be a, you know, friend or a family member. It's different for everybody. So in the community, it says connection with kindred spirits. This card shows three women celebrating, sharing ideas, and supportive energy. The lights in the picture represent your ever-present spirit community as well. When this card appears upright, it indicates an association of some kind. It may be a casual connection of like-minded people, joining a club or community of some sort, or even a business partnership consisting of 3 or more entities. The time is right to make such new connections and to share intentions, whether they're personal or professional. Networking and community are important parts of the human experience, and the security and sense of connection can be beneficial to all. It's true that when several people join their intentions, it accelerates their power in the energetic realm. Receiving this card puts you on notice that the universe is sending some beneficial alliances your way, so be on the lookout. Like the Happy Family card, this card also indicates a party or celebration of some kind. It could possibly. Okay, so, right, you just need to, you know, connect with other people in your community. You want like-minded people, because if you have people in your life right now that aren't there for you and aren't supporting you, it's going to keep you back from being the healer of the ages. There's no more cards. So anyway, those are your messages. Beautiful pile 3. Thank you so much for being here. All of my information is in the description box below. And if you'd like to book a one-on-one session with me, my email address is themagickalmedium@gmail.com. It's also in that box below. Until next time, blessed be. Oh, I love you. Bye. Welcome, pile 4. I don't know if this has gone to a second video or not, but if this does go to it in here, no worries. I will put a link below, or put it with your pile. Anyway, it's so amazing. Thank you so much. I know for some of you, if you hadn't watched the video before and you came straight to this, you're raring to go. But for me, it's been an hour and 26 minutes. So bear with me. I have so much energy for you guys right now. My heart is open to you. You were the only pile that pulled a card in reverse. So for your cover card, and because I like to kind of get in there and look at it and show you the imagery, there we go. I put it the way it was pulled. So there's number 32, but I'm going to go up just a little bit here so you can kind of get a little more. I'm going to go, yeah, there we go. And get a little more detail that way. I don't have fancy software. It's all, you know, I'm just doing this on my phone. Maybe someday I'll have fancy software. Maybe I never will. Who knows? But for right now, see where the light is on the dove? It's almost like the dove is like, we're going to look at it upright as well. But in this situation, it's almost like the dove sadly hit the door. It's alive. It's okay. You know, it hit it hard, right? Because you can see the feathers are flying out of it. But at the same time, Spirit wants you to look at it this way. What if the dove is being pulled in? Okay, so stay with me. What if the dove is being pulled in? Like maybe if the dove was here and they're like, I don't want to go, I don't want to go, I don't want to go, and they're like, and like the air like took them into the door and they slammed in the door and they're like pulling them into the light. They're trying to pull them into it. They're like, no, it's time, it's time, it's time. You can't live in that world anymore. Come on. And they're like, I don't want to go, I don't want to go, right? So that's the energy I get from that. So let's flip it over. Let's flip it over now. So this is the way it looks. If we look at it, if you're going in gently. Not only that, but Spirit's saying, what if the dove is Spirit and they're just holding the door for you? They're holding it open. And they're saying, you can go against your will, or you can go lovingly through the door to Spirit. Now, if you notice, the number is 32. 3 and 2 is 5. 5s are about change and transformation. So your metaphorical door to Spirit, so to speak, is that Spirit is saying the door is open. You can walk through it at any time. But you are going to have to make changes in order for that to happen. 2022, the year of the tiger. There's so many special things going on. If you didn't watch the reading for the collective beforehand, I highly suggest you go and watch it at some point. But we spoke about that this is the year of the water tiger. And the last time it was in the water energy for the tiger, the year of the tiger, was 60 years ago. So it's interesting that it was 60 years ago. This is 2022, which is also the number 6. And 6 is all about getting past the 5 of hardship and the change and the transformation. 6 is like, hey man, this can be easy breezy, 1, 2, 3 This can just be like a really beautiful experience. Or it could be like being dragged by, your hair. And nobody really wants to be dragged anywhere, right? Like Spirit's like, why would you want to? I want to focus a little bit more on the healing energy of the amethyst and this beautiful clear quartz, because clear quartz is such a great amplifier. So it's time to start amplifying the healing for yourself. Because the other thing about 2022 I got from Spirit was that it is the year of self-care, self-reliance, self-happiness. There are a reason why certain things are a cliche. Happiness really is an inside job. We cannot rely on another person to fix us, heal us, change us. We have to do that ourselves. So Spirit is holding the door open for you. And at any time, you can walk through it. So we're going to start with the reverse meaning of the book because that is what we pulled. It's on page 103, which is also the number 4. And 4 is about foundation, stability. And it says, when this card is reversed, you may find yourself feeling an extreme disconnect. It seems your intuition is failing. And you can't maintain the peaceful moments that you are longing for. You may be too distracted by worldly matters or personal problems to arrive at and enjoy the deeper sense of your spiritual connection. The paradox is that the more you can let go of the drama, the distractions, or those intense emotions, the more your spiritual peace will bring your solutions for these issues. So relax and let go. Meditate on your soul self, your higher self that resides in your own heart center. Allow that connection to grow, and you'll find that many new doors will open as a result. Yes, let go of the past. So we've also been doing these beautiful mantras. Oh, look how cute. I went out of focus, but look, it's like I feel like all my playful toys. There's Maddie back there, the troll, the butterfly, right? They're saying like, be yourself. Maybe there's some messages in there for you, Pyle. Also, we've got Precious Golden Rainbow, my beautiful unicorn puppet. You're the only Pyle that's had me come in here. I've got tons of props and fun stuff, so maybe it's just for you to, align with who you are. Like, what are you, maybe you want to do that too. Or you're like, oh, that looks like fun. And they're like, yeah, so what are you waiting for? Oh my gosh, I did not move the camera like that. Oh, I love when it does it itself. Okay, so here is your affirmation for this card. You may want to take a screenshot of it, okay? And then you say that and then you can say it to yourself as often as you need to. So it says, I relax and connect with my spirit's wisdom and power. I live in the peace that my spirit brings and know that the world of spirit supports me. So you can pause the video and then do a screenshot if that's better, easier for you. So that's a good mantra. I relax and connect with my spirit's wisdom and power. That is through meditation as well, Spirit is saying. You could do walking meditation, laying down meditation, talking to Spirit before you fall asleep and saying, what do I need to learn, or what do I need to, is there something you can show me in my dream state, that maybe I need to work on or connect with. And then it says, I live in the peace that my spirit brings and know that the world of spirit supports me. Ooh, when I looked down, it was 1, 3, 3, 3, and then 4, which is also number 11. So, okay, so let's see if we have any more cards for you guys for your door to spirit. Okay, so I shuffled off camera really quickly just because I want to see. I know I can't control it if it's meant to be more than one video and maybe it is running. I know, look at me. See? Maybe you're someone like me that needs to work on the controlling thing, because you pulled the garden and the gate, but in reverse. And again, I always say, look at it in the reverse state first. Oh, look at that. So let's look at it in the reverse state first. Bring some more light there. I had some nice natural light, but I live in the Pacific Northwest and it comes and goes as it pleases. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to pull in a little bit closer there. Look at it in reverse. Sometimes there's messages in the reverse meaning. That's why I like to look at it. Let's see if we can go even a little bit lighter. And now we're going to flip it over, because your message may be in there as well. Wow, I feel like I want to move it to the light, and they're like telling me not to worry about it, like they want you to see it that way. So here we go. Before we move further, they wanted me to say something else that when I went to write down in the book, I wanted to make sure that I put the reverse meaning there so I didn't forget. And I put the date on there, which I don't know why Spirit had me do that. But then they said to draw your eyes to that 2/1/2022 comes out to the number 9. So nines are all about like you're almost there. Like you're so close, you're almost there. So they just wanted me to say that to you guys, and they want me to read the upright beginning of that, because the door to spirit is spiritual awakenings and new beginnings. And it says, this door opens onto the expansive energetic realm where all new beginnings originate. The orbs of light are guiding you through the clouds of the earthly world, leading you to a deeper understanding of your eternal identity, the source of all true value and power. This door opens onto truly unlimited potential, for the changes that happen here reach deep into the core of your being. As such, this card often heralds your increasing powers in the spiritual arts and a deepening connection with the spirit world. Don't be surprised if you find yourself becoming more intuitive, more aware of Spirit's presence, or even more powerful in your own healing practices. Now is the time to open up to the unexpected guidance and inspiration of Spirit and to the magic and power of your true identity. And that's why they wanted me to do it this way, because it's almost like you see yourself this way, like a child, right? Kind of precocious and unsure. Let me get in there so you can see their face. Do you see the face of the child? And again, it doesn't matter if it's male or female. It's about the child. It's about you and you seeing the world through a different way. Like, see, their hands are kind of crossed in front of them, protecting them. But at the same time, do you see they have the key around their neck? Because they have the power. And the butterfly is letting them know, like, you're ready. Just like when I just accidentally showed you that monarch butterfly, but there are no accidents, right? Spirit's saying you're ready to fly. You're the only one that can walk through that door. Like, they're saying it again. They're reiterating it. It's time for you to really understand and see it, though. So for the garden and the gate, it says abundant prosperity and staying safe. So because she was in reverse, we'll again read the reverse. And it says, if this card is reversed, it indicates the happy choice to open the door to a more spiritual pursuit. You may have been obsessed with worldly issues before, but your readiness to go deeper is now here. Many people believe that they cannot live in a material world, make lots of money, and engage in spiritual priorities at the same time. But that is not true. And you now realize that it is not true. In fact, you can bring this wonderful spiritual focus to any endeavor. And when you do, you'll find that beyond your garden, the universe is willing to fill your life with beauty and joy. Expect the unexpected, for joyous synchronicity abounds. And I want to bring in the affirmation. So you want to maybe pause it, take a screenshot. I am blessed with an abundantly spiritual life. Every day, in every way, my joyous prosperity grows and grows. Beautiful. Okay. And the upright says, this card shows a peaceful young woman in a beautifully blossoming garden with colorful flowers all around. However, the gate to the road outside the garden is locked, while the girl wears a key on a chain around her neck. This card upright bodes well for the financial scene. In fact, there may be a lot of money or other personal pleasures coming your way at this time. But be aware, the choice to stay in the seeming security of this lovely garden may actually be motivated by habit or a fear of the unknown. The beauty is enticing and worth enjoying, but you may not be giving your spirit the freedom to roam. While it's fine to amass a great deal of wealth, don't let it keep you from your karmic path or from living your truth. You have the choice to shift your focus, widen your spiritual perspective, and gain the world that is just outside your gate. Ah, that's beautiful. Also, I noticed that this candle went out, which is interesting, right? Because when it does, that's when we take a little time and then we go back and we replenish, right? Let's see if there's any more messages for you guys. Oh, lovely. Oh, beautiful soul family. Look at this. I'm going to pull this back for you. You got the Archangel Raphael, and Raphael is all about healing. He's also air. He comes from the east, and he's number 38, which is also the number 11. And I love this because I was going to go the other way, but now I'm feeling like this is where Raphael would like to go. Whoop, oops, oops. Hold on. Oh, that was so powerful. I was like, all right. I'm like, you tell me what to do. So yeah, isn't that interesting though? The air, and then I put the fire out. So that's really interesting. So I feel like for some of you, there may be an air sign that is putting your fire out, or maybe that's why I feel like it could, like I'm saying, like you could be, so it could be Aries, Leo, or Sag, fire signs, and then the air signs are Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. So there could be something going on there too, because also, you know, like with all the wind, it's like the feathers are being pulled, like literally being pulled off of, you know, the bird. It's like, so there's, and then look over here, we've got the wings on Raphael, and there's even like, it almost looks like a bird like on his chest, but the fourth chakra is the heart chakra. So clearly that's what you guys need to work on right now. Because, you know, here it's like the eyes are strong, like, you know, there's some power there, but at the same time, something is holding them back. So what is it that is holding you back and making you think that you don't have the power to do this on your own? Because Raphael is saying you need to heal that energy, you know, work on that energy. We've got the rose quartz energy over here, right? Even her dress is rose. So the month of February is you really focusing on you. Take 28 days. If you didn't watch the reading before this, I highly recommend you go back and watch it, because seriously, I feel like this month there's some powerful energy that's coming through with this Aquarius, this new moon energy. Hold on one second. Okay, so this card of Raphael, Archangel Raphael, is love, compassion, and self-acceptance. Raphael extends a beautiful green energy surrounded by gentle waves of pink to your heart center. This card upright indicates that you now have a greater readiness to receive love from others as well as from yourself. It could also indicate that a much-needed healing from a previous broken heart is taking place. The tender vibrations of Raphael remind you to encourage yourself with the compassionate self-talk that you desire to hear from others. Know that as you do, the light from your heart center will shine with an irresistible beauty, and the universe will send people and situations that cause your sense of love and support to grow and grow. And you can self-talk in the mirror too. If you're having a bad day, talk to yourself the way you would talk to your best friend. It is not corny or dumb. It really, really does work, and it does help, because you are worth it. Why wouldn't you talk to yourself as beautifully as you talk to your loving friend, right? It's the same. So your affirmation is, my heart center, my fourth chakra, is open to its perfect, healthy, and joyful state. The energy of love flows through me now. I live in love. So those are your messages, beautiful souls. Call on Archangel Raphael to help you through this healing process. You can do it. I believe in you. Spirit believes in you. Now it's just time for you to really take power and believe in yourself. Until next time, beautiful souls, all of my information is in the description box below. I'll see you next time. Blessed be. Aho.